Big hockey game coming up on Thursday between two local rivals, the Devils and the Rangers. New Jersey, they've been doing a bit of losing lately, and they could drop out of second place in the Metro Division. So joining me to talk some Devils hockey is the great writer covering the Devils. For the Hockey Writers, the one and only Kristy Flannery. Kristy, how are you doing? I love the autumn vibes with the jacket going on there, even though it's spring. How's everything going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am doing good. So let's talk about the Devils. They've lost 6 out of their last 9 games heading into Thursday's contest versus the Rangers. Question here is, should fans be worried about the team heading into the last few games?
It's funny that we're talking about this because the Devils had a practice this afternoon, and I talked to veteran Brendan Smith, who previously actually played for the Rangers as well. And I asked him if he's happy with the way that his team's been performing lately, especially in their last 5 games. And he flat out said no. And he said he could even go back further if he could about the games that he wasn't happy with. And I think he also talks about the schedule. Like, the Devils' schedule has been really difficult this month. And he even said that as a collective unit, they kind of had this month circled as it was going to be a really tough stretch for them. I don't know if there's necessarily concern is the right word. And Brendan Smith, what he told me was maybe there's areas that definitely need improvement, but there's not necessarily areas of concerns. And you have to think, too, there's a couple guys that are still working their way back from injury. So Ruff does not have the complete roster yet. You know, Bastian's still progressing. Curtis Lazar is still progressing. So I don't know if there's a lot of concern, but there's definitely area where this team needs to improve before the playoffs begin.
Okay, so team recognizing where they need to improve before the playoffs begins. Fans, you know, they're always going to be concerned, Kristy. And Kristy, when we talk about the Devils, you know that. Everybody knows when you talk about the Devils, Jack Hughes, Dougie Hamilton, Nico Hischier. But there's an argument that statistically the Devils' most important player, Nate Bastian, is their most important player. And in his 39 games played this season, they're 36-3 with him, and without him, they're 16-14-5. What is it about his game that makes New Jersey so good?
I love that we're still talking about this because I wrote an article back on December 5th about how he was going to be such a big loss for the team. So I'm so happy that we're still talking about this and we're in March. Bastian does everything. Yes, he's a fourth-line grinder, but he also adds the energy. He has a physical play about him. And additionally, like, fans saw him. He was on the first power play unit at a certain point. He does kill penalties. He really does it all. And during an interview with NJ.com from earlier today, he did reveal that he's dealing with the same injury from November. It's the shoulder injury that that he's still kind of dealing with. But he does it all. He has size, and he's one of those glue guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, and every team needs one of those glue guys, and we see how instrumental it is when you look at the record when he's on and off the ice. It is clear he is important to the team. And tomorrow night, Kristy, the Devils, Thursday night, they'll take on their most hated rival. That will be the New York Rangers in what most likely will be a first-round preview. With the Blue Shirts now only 2 points behind New Jersey in the Metropolitan Division, how big is this game, and what do the Devils need to do to send a message to the Rangers before the postseason?
It's a huge game, and the guys in the locker room know how big of a game tomorrow night is going to be. When asked, Lindy Ruff basically kind of made 2 points. He talked about the importance of puck management, which sounds so cliche because that's always what coaches say, but there is something behind that. And also limiting the amount of penalties that the Devils take versus the Rangers. We know that the Rangers have a very good power play unit, especially with the acquisitions they made before the trade deadline. So those are going to be 2 definitely big things to look for, but this is a huge game, and everyone's really excited. The atmosphere at Prudential Center is going to be amazing tomorrow.
It's going to be an amazing one. Big game between the Devils and Rangers at the Prudential Center Thursday night. Second place in the Metro Division on the line. We'll see how everything plays out. You know who's going to be on top of it? Kristy will. Kristy Flannery, the great writer, will be on top of it. Kristy, enjoy the game. We will talk to you soon, and stay warm.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.